In the weeks following the Browns' quarterback altercation, the air around the facility remained tense. The building was quiet, but it wasn't peaceful. Staff walked faster. Reporters lingered longer. Security increased presence near entrances. And inside the locker room, conversations dropped to whispers every time someone entered. What had once been a vibrant, united team was now divided by a single moment. One blow thrown, one bruise visible, and a trust fracture beyond repair. If you're into the real story and all the messy twists they don't show on highlight reels, go ahead and subscribe. And if you're sticking around to see how this Browns QB chaos plays out, you should definitely be subscribed. Shedeur Sanders didn't speak to the media for 3 days. Not because he had anything to hide, but because, for once, words didn't feel like enough. When he did finally step up to the podium, he didn't hold back. "I didn't sign up for this," he said. "I came here to compete. I came here to work. I came here to earn it. And instead, I got jumped by someone who couldn't handle losing. I don't care what round he was drafted in or who his agent is. He crossed a line no athlete should ever cross. And I want the league to do something about it. I want him gone." It wasn't just a statement. It was a demand. Sanders wasn't asking for suspension or mediation. He wanted Gabriel gone, out of the league, off the field, nowhere near another locker room. For him, this wasn't about personal vengeance. It was about sending a message that physical assault, especially one driven by jealousy, could not be tolerated in a professional setting. The Browns front office was paralyzed. The team president reportedly wanted to cut Gabriel immediately and issue a public apology to Sanders. The general manager was more cautious, worried about legal exposure, player union backlash, and the optics of acting before the NFL completed its investigation. Head coach Ben Callaway, who had only recently won over the locker room after a turbulent 2023 season, found himself caught between loyalty to Sanders and a desire to avoid splintering the team further. Privately, players were taking sides. Some of the veterans, especially those who had seen the game change and valued locker room culture, rallied around Shedeur. "We can't build around a guy and then let someone attack him in broad daylight and act like nothing happened," one lineman reportedly said during a team-only meeting. "You let that go and you lose this team." Others weren't so sure. A small but vocal group, mostly younger players and rookies who had come up through hyper-competitive college programs, cautioned against rushing to judgment. "There's two sides," one defensive back told local media. "I'm not saying what Dillon did was okay, but there's a lot we don't know. Emotions run high. That split trickled into performance. On the field, the offense grew tentative. Receivers dropped more balls. The line gave up more pressures. Film sessions turned quiet and awkward. Shedeur, ever professional, maintained his work ethic, but his tone shifted. He was colder, less vocal. He stopped organizing team dinners. He moved his film nights back to his house and reduced the guest list to 2 or 3 people. It wasn't about spite. It was about protection. He had trusted the environment. It had turned on him. Meanwhile, Gabriel remained absent from team activities. Officially, the Browns had placed him on leave pending investigation. Unofficially, he had become persona non grata. His locker was cleared. His name scrubbed from team practice notes. His absence felt less like a suspension and more like exile. The NFL's personal conduct unit, often criticized for slow response times, moved faster than usual. League investigators interviewed witnesses, reviewed surveillance footage, and examined text messages exchanged between the quarterbacks. Sources close to the investigation indicated that multiple teammates had warned coaches about Gabriel's growing hostility in the weeks leading up to the incident, including one specific moment where Gabriel allegedly threw a playbook and shouted, "He's not better than me." Despite those warnings, no formal intervention had occurred. That failure loomed large in league circles. Behind closed doors, conversations emerged about standardizing psychological monitoring in position battles, especially in high-stakes roles like quarterback. Some owners reportedly discussed creating a league-wide behavioral health department, independent of team influence, to proactively identify early warning signs of toxic competition. The media narrative followed suit. Talk shows shifted from quarterback rankings to workplace violence debates. Commentators debated whether Gabriel's actions warranted lifetime banishment. Legal experts weighed in on what self-defense meant in an environment where tensions were professionally fueled. Social media exploded with divided opinions, some sympathetic to Shedeur, others raising questions about whether locker room competition had simply reached its boiling point. Through it all, Shedeur remained focused on football. Sort of. He practiced harder than ever. He was the first on the field and the last to leave, but those closest to him noticed the strain. His eyes were darker, his smile rarer. For a player who had spent years perfecting his image of calm and control, the toll was beginning to show. Privately, he told his father, "I'm not afraid of a fistfight. I'm afraid of letting this distract me from the mission." The mission, of course, was bigger than one season. It was about rebuilding the Browns into a winning culture, about proving a fifth-rounder could be a franchise cornerstone, about showing that professionalism and character still mattered in a league obsessed with spectacle. But you can't lead when you're looking over your shoulder. At the next team meeting, Shedeur did something unexpected. He addressed the entire locker room. "No matter what happens with Dillon, I want y'all to know this. I'm not going anywhere. I'm here to win. I'm here for the city. I'm here for the people that believe in us. And if any of you think I'm doing this for me, you're wrong. I've earned this jersey, and I'm going to protect it." There was no applause, just silence, heavy, uncomfortable silence. And then a voice. "We got you, Dewar." Another. "Let's get back to work." The tide shifted. It didn't erase the past. It didn't solve the crisis, but it moved the locker room forward. A week later, the NFL concluded its investigation. In a joint statement with the Browns, they confirmed that Dillon Gabriel had engaged in behavior inconsistent with league conduct expectations and team policy. He was suspended indefinitely. Not banned, but suspended. The wording mattered. Gabriel would need to undergo anger management, psychological evaluation, and community outreach before being eligible to return. The message was clear. Redemption was possible, but not without accountability. For Sanders, the punishment felt incomplete, but he accepted it. "Closure doesn't always come in the form you want," he told reporters. "But I'm satisfied knowing we stood for something." As the season resumed, the Browns rallied around their young quarterback. On the field, the offense found rhythm again. Off the field, players held voluntary team-building sessions. Coaches instituted new conflict protocols, including mandatory mediation for position group disputes. Mental health resources were made more visible. Players used them. And Shedeur, he kept rising. He didn't lead the league in passing yards or touchdowns, but he led in something more important: stability, confidence, grace under fire. He reminded people what leadership looked like. As the dust finally began to settle in Berea, something strange began happening inside the Cleveland Browns headquarters. People started believing again. It wasn't immediate. The tension didn't dissolve overnight. But where there had been silence, players started talking again. Where there had been division, meetings began to feel united. And behind it all was Shedeur Sanders. Not because he asked for a role, but because he proved he was willing to carry it, bruises and all. There's something uniquely powerful about a quarterback who doesn't just command huddles, but holds together a fractured locker room. In the weeks following Dillon Gabriel's indefinite suspension, Sanders did everything an NFL team could ever want from its leader. He didn't celebrate the outcome. He didn't fuel more headlines. Instead, he poured himself into film, stayed late to work with rookies, and quietly rebuilt trust one rep at a time. His message was consistent, whether spoken or unspoken. "This isn't about me. It's about us." The Browns, long haunted by instability at the quarterback position, began to feel something new: certainty, confidence, clarity. The players no longer wondered